This morning, heartbreaking details emerging about the final week of Gene Hackman's life. Authorities revealing the legendary 95-year-old actor died of heart disease.
That's a huge story with a lot of intrigue, and the details surrounding it bring up some serious questions about power, influence, and the hidden lives of celebrities. Gene Hackman, a legendary actor known for his commanding presence on screen, was reportedly preparing to expose some of the biggest names in Hollywood and the music industry before his death. The revelation that he was planning to blow the lid off certain secrets linked to Sean Diddy Combs and his infamous parties has sent shockwaves through those who follow the entertainment industry closely. Before we start, smash the like and subscribe buttons for more updates. Hackman, a man who spent decades in the film industry and built relationships with countless influential figures, was never one to seek unnecessary controversy. His career was marked by professionalism, talent, and an ability to keep his private life just that, private. However, as he neared the later years of his life, it seems he had grown disillusioned with the culture of silence that pervaded Hollywood. Reports suggest that he had access to damning information regarding individuals tied to Diddy's lavish and secretive parties, events that have been whispered about in hushed tones for years. Diddy, long known for his extravagant lifestyle and elite social circles, has always been at the center of speculation when it comes to what really happens behind the scenes at his exclusive gatherings. Many of the industry's most powerful figures have attended these events, but only a few have dared to speak about them in public. The mystique surrounding these parties isn't just about wealth and opulence. Rumors of scandalous behavior, coercion, and secret dealings have followed Diddy for decades. Gene Hackman, despite being a veteran of Hollywood rather than the music industry, seemed to have been privy to certain aspects of these gatherings that others either ignored or chose to cover up. What exactly Hackman planned to expose remains a matter of speculation, but sources close to the situation claim that he had been compiling information for years. Whether this was through first-hand experience, close connections, or simply hearing too many stories to dismiss, Hackman reportedly reached a breaking point. He could no longer stay silent even in his twilight years. The nature of his potential revelations was said to include not just names, but explicit details about illicit activities, connections between powerful moguls, and the darker underbelly of entertainment's elite social scene. The implications of Hackman's decision to come forward would have been earth-shattering. It's no secret that powerful figures in Hollywood and the music industry protect their own, often going to extreme lengths to silence dissenting voices. If Hackman had indeed followed through with exposing these big names, the ripple effects could have reached into the highest levels of entertainment, media, and possibly even politics. The question then arises, was his death a coincidence? Or did forces working in the shadows ensure that his revelations would never see the light of day? For years, the rumors about what happens at Diddy's parties have ranged from the outlandish to the disturbingly believable. Some accounts describe scenes of wild excess, while others suggest a more sinister side, one involving coercion, manipulation, and even blackmail. The fact that so few have openly spoken about them in detail lends credence to the idea that there is a level of fear preventing the truth from coming out. When figures as high-profile as Hackman begin to show interest in revealing such secrets, it raises serious concerns about just how deep these connections go. Hackman's credibility as a Hollywood insider was undeniable. Unlike other celebrities who might engage in sensationalism for attention, Hackman had no need for further fame or recognition. He had already cemented his legacy as one of the greatest actors of his generation, with a career spanning multiple decades and numerous accolades. The idea that he would risk his reputation and personal safety for the sake of mere gossip is implausible. Instead, it appears he was driven by something deeper, a need to bring certain truths to light before it was too late. If Hackman had lived long enough to release the information he had gathered, it would have forced the industry to confront some of its most uncomfortable realities. Would these revelations have led to criminal investigations? Would high-profile careers have crumbled under the weight of the truth? These are questions that may never be answered, as Hackman's passing ensured that whatever he had planned to reveal remained buried, at least for now. One of the most fascinating aspects of this situation is how it ties into the broader history of whistleblowing in Hollywood. Over the years, There have been numerous instances of industry insiders attempting to shed light on dark secrets, only to face severe consequences. Some have been blacklisted, others have mysteriously faded from the public eye, and in some extreme cases, their lives have ended under suspicious circumstances. The entertainment industry, for all its glamour, has a long history of covering up scandals and ensuring that damaging information never sees the light of day. Diddy's name being at the center of yet another controversy is hardly surprising to those who have followed his career closely. He has built an empire based not only on his music, but on his connections and ability to navigate the highest circles of power. If someone of Hackman's stature was preparing to expose something significant about him and others in his orbit, it's clear that the stakes were incredibly high. Even though Hackman never got the chance to reveal whatever he had been preparing, the mere fact that he was allegedly working on such an exposé speaks volumes. It suggests that the culture of silence in Hollywood is cracking, that even the most untouchable figures may no longer be safe from scrutiny. The rise of social media and independent investigative journalism has made it harder than ever for secrets to remain buried indefinitely. Perhaps Hackman's unfinished mission will one day be picked up by someone else, someone with access to the same information and the courage to bring it to the public. It's difficult to say how much Hackman truly knew and what his ultimate goal was in preparing to expose these figures. Was he seeking justice for those who had been wronged? Was he simply tired of the facade and wanted to clear his conscience before his passing? Whatever his motivations, his actions suggest that there is far more to the world of elite entertainment than what the public sees. The blurred lines between fame, power, and control are more evident than ever, and Hackman's attempt to shine a light on them may be just the beginning of a much larger unraveling. The thought of someone as revered as Hackman stepping into such dangerous territory is both shocking and telling. It's easy to assume that older Hollywood figures retire quietly, content with their legacies, but Hackman seemed unwilling to let certain things go unchecked. His career was built on playing characters who fought for truth and justice, and perhaps in his own way, he was trying to do the same in real life. What remains now is a lingering sense of unfinished business. If Hackman had truly gathered as much information as sources suggest, where did it go? Was it destroyed? Passed on to someone he trusted? The entertainment industry has a way of burying its most damning secrets, but in the digital age, suppression is no longer as absolute as it once was. There's always a chance that something will surface, that a new leak will bring fresh details to light. Hackman's legacy as an actor is undeniable. But if he had lived long enough to expose what he allegedly planned to, his impact could have extended far beyond cinema. He might have been remembered not just as an artist, but as a truth seeker who dared to go against the most powerful figures in entertainment. The world may never know exactly what he had in store, but the fact that he was willing to take such a risk speaks volumes about his character and about the secrets that still lie hidden in the world of the elite. The revelation that Gene Hackman was allegedly preparing to expose some of the biggest names connected to Diddy's infamous parties before his death adds another layer of intrigue to the already mysterious and highly secretive world of entertainment elites. Hackman's involvement in such an explosive potential revelation suggests that he had either witnessed or been made privy to information that went beyond mere speculation. The implications of what he could have revealed go far beyond celebrity gossip and point toward a systemic issue within the entertainment industry, one where power, influence, and control are exercised behind closed doors, often with devastating consequences for those who dare to speak out. Hackman was never known for being a sensationalist or someone who sought attention outside of his acting career. He was not the type to insert himself into controversies for the sake of public spectacle, making it all the more intriguing that he was reportedly planning to go public with serious allegations involving some of the biggest figures in entertainment. Given his reputation as an intelligent and calculated individual, it is unlikely that he would have risked his credibility on unverified claims. This raises a crucial question. What exactly did he know? And why was he willing to put his legacy on the line to expose it? The history of Hollywood is littered with stories of those who have attempted to expose the dark underbelly of the industry, only to find themselves ostracized, silenced, or worse. Many actors, directors, and industry insiders have hinted at the existence of elite social circles where disturbing activities take place under the guise of exclusive parties. The entertainment industry thrives on its ability to control narratives, and any disruption to the carefully crafted images of its most powerful figures is met with swift and decisive action. Hackman, an industry veteran, would have been well aware of this, which makes his willingness to come forward all the more significant. Diddy's name has been associated with rumors for years, but few have dared to confront them head-on. His influence in the music industry, combined with his deep connections in Hollywood, has made him a formidable figure, one capable of maintaining a level of secrecy around his private life that few can match. While many have speculated about what happens at his infamous gatherings, concrete evidence has remained elusive. The fact that Hackman, a man with no prior history of engaging in baseless accusations, was allegedly preparing to expose information about these parties suggests that he had access to something undeniable, something that would have been impossible to dismiss as mere rumor. One can only imagine the kind of backlash that would have followed if Hackman had gone public with his claims. The entertainment industry has a long history of protecting its most powerful figures, and those who dare to challenge them often face severe consequences. The mechanisms in place to suppress damaging revelations are extensive, ranging from legal threats to public smear campaigns designed to discredit the whistleblower. Even the most respected individuals are not immune, and Hackman would have known the risks involved in speaking out. The question remains, was he prepared to face those consequences? Or did he believe that the weight of his evidence would be enough to force a reckoning? It is also worth considering how Hackman came across this information in the first place. While he was primarily known as a Hollywood actor rather than someone deeply embedded in the music industry, the lines between these worlds are often blurred. The highest levels of entertainment intersect frequently, with actors, musicians, and executives moving in the same elite circles. It is entirely plausible that Hackman, through his own connections, became aware of things that many in the public would never have imagined. Whether he was personally present at any of these events or simply had close sources who provided him with information, the mere fact that he took an interest in exposing the truth suggests that what he knew was not trivial. The potential fallout from Hackman's revelations would have been enormous, not just for Diddy, but for the many other high-profile individuals who have been linked to these gatherings. The entertainment industry relies heavily on the maintenance of carefully curated public images, and any disruption to that can have catastrophic effects. If Hackman had succeeded in bringing his findings to light, it could have led to a domino effect, with others coming forward to corroborate his claims and further expose the hidden workings of Hollywood's elite. The impact would not have been limited to careers. Legal repercussions could have followed, leading to investigations, lawsuits, and possibly even criminal charges. Hackman's reputation as a respected and disciplined actor would have made his revelations all the more credible. Unlike tabloid journalists or disgruntled former employees looking to settle scores, he had nothing to gain and everything to lose by coming forward. His decision to pursue this truth suggests that he was motivated by a sense of duty rather than personal vendettas or financial incentives. It is this aspect of the story that makes it so compelling. What did Hackman see or learn that made him willing to take on such a dangerous mission in his final years? The timing of Hackman's alleged plans to expose these figures also raises important questions. Had he been sitting on this information for years, waiting for the right moment? Or had something recently pushed him to take action? It is possible that the cultural shift in recent years, where more and more figures in entertainment have been held accountable for their past actions, emboldened him to come forward. The era of silence surrounding powerful men in Hollywood and the music industry has been cracking, with numerous high-profile cases proving that even the most untouchable figures are not immune to consequences. Perhaps Hackman saw this as an opportunity to add his voice to the movement and bring long-hidden truths to light. Another significant factor to consider is whether Hackman had shared his findings with anyone before his passing. If he was indeed compiling evidence, there is a strong possibility that he did not act alone. Did he have confidants who were helping him prepare his case? Did he leave behind documents, recordings, or testimonies that could still emerge in the future? If so, the story may not be over yet. The entertainment industry is skilled at burying inconvenient truths, but in the digital age, where information spreads rapidly and unpredictably. It is becoming increasingly difficult to suppress damaging revelations indefinitely. The idea that someone as influential as Hackman was on the verge of exposing major names in entertainment before his death is a stark reminder of how much goes on behind the scenes in industries built on glamour and public admiration. The carefully polished images presented to the world often mask darker realities, and those who attempt to lift the veil frequently find themselves facing powerful opposition. Hackman's willingness to challenge this system despite the risks suggests that he understood the gravity of what he had uncovered. If Hackman had lived long enough to reveal everything he knew, it is possible that the entertainment industry would look very different today. Would his claims have led to a mass reckoning, with multiple high-profile figures facing consequences for their actions? Would it have triggered investigations that could have exposed even deeper layers of corruption? Or would the powers that be have successfully discredited him, ensuring that his revelations never gained the traction they deserved? These are questions that remain unanswered, but they highlight the immense stakes involved in challenging the status quo of elite circles. What makes this story even more unsettling is the notion that Hackman may not be the only one who has stumbled upon these secrets. How many other insiders, past or present, possess similar knowledge but choose to remain silent out of fear? The history of Hollywood suggests that there are many who know more than they are willing to say, either because they are complicit or because they understand the consequences of speaking out. If Hackman was preparing to be one of the few who dared to break that silence, his story serves as both a warning and an inspiration. The world may never know the full extent of what Hackman was preparing to reveal, but one thing is certain: his involvement in this story has ignited a conversation that refuses to be silenced. The entertainment industry has long thrived on secrecy, but as more and more voices come forward, the cracks in its foundation are beginning to show. Hackman's story is a reminder that even the most well-guarded secrets have a way of surfacing, and when they do, they have the power to shake the very institutions that have worked so hard to keep them hidden. The potential exposure of Diddy's secretive world by Gene Hackman would have marked a turning point in Hollywood's long-standing culture of silence and complicity. If Hackman had indeed revealed what he knew, it would have forced the entertainment industry to confront the uncomfortable reality that many of its most powerful figures are far from the flawless public personas they've carefully constructed. In many ways, Hackman's proposed exposé would have become a symbol of defiance against an industry that rewards secrecy and covers up misdeeds to protect its most influential players. The consequences for Diddy and others implicated would have been immense, but the ripple effect would have reached far beyond any one individual. More importantly, Hackman's decision to take on this mission at the end of his life points to a larger reckoning in the entertainment industry, one in which the stories of the marginalized, the silenced, and the forgotten could no longer be ignored. His potential revelations would have been more than a scandalous exposé. They could have served as a call for change, urging those in power to reconsider the ethics behind their dealings and their influence. Hackman's legacy could have become something more than cinematic greatness. It could have been remembered as an act of courage in the face of overwhelming odds. Hackman's alleged plans to expose the hidden truths of Hollywood and the music industry reflect a growing sense of accountability in an era where power structures are increasingly under scrutiny. His willingness to challenge the untouchable figures in entertainment might have been a catalyst for broader change, inspiring others to step forward with their own stories. As society becomes more focused on transparency, Hackman's legacy could have become emblematic of the shift away from keeping secrets for the sake of protecting the powerful. By stepping into this realm, Hackman would have added his voice to the ongoing battle for truth and justice. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, leave your comments below and tell us, what are your thoughts on Gene Hackman's plan to expose Diddy's circle before his death? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.